Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We have baseball on right now. We have baseball going on tonight. I love slates where we have double slate action. Cheers to anybody who's getting started early today. Drinking a whiskey flavored cider because it's going to be one of those kinds of slates, I think, this afternoon. I don't want to waste too much time here, but if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Tim Williams. What we do is here we compare every single game on each main slate over on DraftKings. If that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe below in the description here. And yeah, let's just jump right in here. Reds taking on the Nationals. Nationals home favorites here, 9.5 over under. Looks like this is going to be a nasty one. There's going to be some rain, possibly some delays. It's going to be one of those weather games, which is too bad because there is a lot of action in this one. So keep an eye out as we get closer here. You know, sometimes when we have these weather games with delays, sometimes I just fade. And sometimes it's just best to hold on to those guys. It really just depends. Hoffman taking on Ross here. Hoffman 6.3K, 22% strikeout rate here. Walking guys at an almost 13% clip. That is not good. Giving up about 40% hard hit rate. And then on the other side, Ross 8K, not great either. 10% walk rate, 47% hard hit rate. He's very bad against left-handed batters. Both of these pitching options are just quite junky. Reds bats in play. I really, really love Winker in this one. I hope this one does not get washed out. Winker at 5.8K, I think is great. He's been on fire. Naquin, Castellanos, Suarez hitting in the leadoff spot. Reds trying new things. Suarez 4.3K, I think is just way too cheap. There's a lot of home run upside there. Ross is just a bad pitcher. And then on the other side for the Nationals, Hoffman stinks as well. You know, Nationals are third overall in average, sixth in on base percentage. You know, the power isn't quite there, but they don't strike out. I don't see how Hoffman gets away with anything past these Nationals hitters who just don't strike out that much. Bell, Schwarber, Harrison, I like them because they're cheap, nice value. Turner, Soto, I'll leave that up to you guys. They're really, really pricey. I think they're really good for cash games. You know, it may be some single entry GPPs where it's a smaller contest. If you're playing massive entry slates, you might want to fade those guys. But I think both teams are in play as far as the bats go. Next, we have the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Yankees favored here at home, 9.5 over under. Again, rain, maybe some delays here. One of those situations where you're just going to have to monitor it. Sometimes it's best to fade. Who knows? Manoah called up here from the minors. And then Germán taking the mound for the Yankees at 9.6K. Manoah, 4.8K, fairly cheap. It's one of those situations where you have somebody making their major league debut. You know, they could smash because the other team doesn't know too much about them, or it could go the other way and he gets blown up. You know, and chalk this one up to weather too. Maybe you just want to fade this one. But Manoah in the minors, 3-0, 3 wins, 0 losses, 0.50 ERA, 27 strikeouts and 18 innings pitched with only 3 walks. This kid looks nasty. I don't know how his stuff's going to translate. It's just a guessing game, one of those coin flips. And then Germán on the other side, 9.6K, way too expensive. The strikeout rate, almost 24%. It's not enough for that price to pay off. He is getting 48% ground balls, 39% fly ball rate, which isn't great. He's getting hard hit about 40% of the time. He's taking on the Blue Jays. Tough matchup here. Blue Jays second overall in home runs, 5th overall in average, 10th in on base percentage. They don't strike out. It's going to be hard to get to Germán. Therefore, maybe you just fade this one. You know, guys in play, Blue Jays, Vladimir, like he's just having a MVP type of season. That price is just too cheap. Semien, 5.3K, and the reason why I put him there is that he's hitting about nearly 50% fly balls versus right-handed pitching, which kind of matches up well to Germán. Hernandez, 4.5K. I think that's really good value here. And then on the other side for the Yankees, you know, you have Judge at 5.6, always in play. He's a masher. Urshela at 4K. Then it gets kind of dicey. You know, you don't know what to expect out of the Yankees. You know, they strike out, they don't hit for average, they can walk. That's the thing. If this kid, you know, is a little nervous in his outing and walks a lot of guys, the Yankees are perfect for that. They have power. It's just a guessing game, so I'll leave that up to you. Next, we have the Rockies Mets. Again, weather issues here in New York. Rainy, maybe some delays here. 6.5 over under. Rockies have Marquez pitching against Stroman here for the Mets. Mets favored. Marquez 6.7K. I actually don't mind this. And I'll actually would rather compare these pitchers. And then Stroman on the other side, 9.2K. I think that's too expensive. The matchup's great. Sure, that's fine. The Rockies are kind of, sneaky value at times. So Stroman, 9.2K here, 20% strikeout rate, 58% ground ball rate. That's really good. 20% fly ball rate, especially in this home park. That's really good. He's giving up a lot of hard contact at 40%. Compare that to Marquez at about, I don't know, $3,000 discount or whatever. He has a 23.9% strikeout rate, 24% strikeout rate. So the strikeout rate is better than Stroman's. Walk rate is up. That is an issue for Marquez, near 13%. That is a red flag there. But ground ball percentage, 53% ground balls. That is near comparable to Stroman. 25% fly ball rate. That is near comparison to Stroman. And then hard contact, he gives up about 42%. That is not nearly identical to Stroman. So I think I'd rather just take Marquez, right, and take that risk and save all that salary. Stroman to me is a hard pass. I could see why you'd want to play him. He's probably better off in cash games anyway. Marquez, nice savings there. It's just too bad there's some weather issues going on. And by the way, the Mets have a gnarly AAA team out there at this point. They just traded for Billy McKinney out of the Brewers just because they don't have anybody to play outfield. So let's talk about the bats. Rockies, I'm only interested in them as a contrarian play. There's a lot of offense on the slate. You're going to see slide to slide. I'm going to have a lot of bats listed here. But if you're playing multiple lineups, even if you're playing 3 lineups, I might take a gamble and risk it depending on weather. Rockies, Tapia, Blackman, like the lefties here. McMahon, 4.4K. He's having a nice series. Story of 5.5 just to complete out a stack and get that big bat in there. Crone as well, 4.5K is fine. But that, again, that's only just a contrarian play. If Stroman has high ownership, if Stroman's only like 20% owned or anything like that, I don't want anything to do with this game. And then on the other side, Smith is in there, 3.7K. He's not really hitting into a lot of ground balls. So maybe as a one-off, I don't mind it. It's not really like you're just breaking the bank for Smith. But I think Marquez as a pitcher is somewhat in play, or at least somewhat interesting. So just keep that in mind. Next, you have the Braves, Red Sox, 10.5 over under here. Smiley taking out Pivetta. Smiley sucks. Red Sox are favorited. Red Sox are at home. There might be some rain, but it might be a little bit toward the end of the game here, so I'm not really too worried. Smiley at 7.2K. This is just not the slate for that dude. Pivetta, 8.7K. Not really interested here. Not even like a little bit as a contrarian take because the Braves are just so good. Braves first in home runs, 15th in average. The Braves are going to just smash just in general, right? Pivetta, 25% strikeout rate here, giving up a lot of walks. This guy has so much talent. He just can't put it together, right? Like there's games where he just shows flashes of brilliance. I don't think this is going to be one of them. It is baseball though. Variance is very real. He gives up a lot of fly balls and a lot of hard contact. So I'm more interested in the bats in this game in particular. Braves, you know what to do. It's, they got the Beatles, you got Freeman, Acuna, Albies, Riley in there. And then you got the younger brother Swanson at 4K, very cheap. I like them a lot. And then the Red Sox, Martinez, Bogarts, the clear spend ups here, right? I really hope the Red Sox go under-owned, right? Because I think this offense is going to just smash, but we'll see. Kike Hernandez, 4.2K, just kills lefties. Verdugo, 3.9K. He is a very good value play. He also hits lefties very well. Renfroe, 3.6. The power that these guys have at the prices that they have makes you, able to afford Martinez and Bogarts. It makes you able to afford some of the aces that we're going to talk about. So interesting game here. Next, we have the Royals Rays. Rays favorite at home, 7 over under. Minor taking on Glasnow. Minor, 8.3K. 25% strikeout rate. Pretty good. Not bad for that salary. Walks are a little bit up, 8.2%. 41% fly balls, gives up a lot of hard contact. So it's up to you, right? Rays, Glasnow, 10.5K, just one of the best spend ups on this slate. 36% strikeout rate. He has the talent. The Royals don't strike out that much, which is like, but it's Glasnow, right? He's one of those talents. 8.7% walk rate. He does give up some walks. He does give up home runs here and there. It's a good thing that the Royals won't hit a lot of home runs, but I have interest in Carlos Santana, 3.7K, just like Dom Smith, very cheap. Santana has a 21% walk rate versus right-handed pitching this season. He also hits 44% fly balls against right-handed pitching this season. So Santana very much in play as a one-off. I don't mind that. You could stack against Glasnow, but there's a lot of games, right? Like you don't need to do that, I think. And then on the Rays side, yes, they strike out a ton. So there is a little bit of interest in Minor. I also have interest in the Rays bats, right? Maybe they go under owned. They have too many $3,000 type players that are just hitting in this lineup, like right sandwiched in between the expensive guys. So Rosarena, 5.3 leading off looks good. Diaz, Margot, I like those two for value. Meadows looks good. Zunino, just, a guy who can just smash lefties and hit home runs. I don't mind this at all. So definitely interested in the Rays here a little bit. I think they're going to go under owned. Next, we have the Indians Tigers, 9.5 over under. McKenzie versus Urena. McKenzie, 7.5K. I hope he is the chalkiest SP2 because, judging by strikeouts, he looks good going against the Tigers, third overall strikeouts, 31% strikeout rate, which is insane, but it comes with a lot of baggage. 21% walk rate here, 56% fly ball rate, 18% ground ball rate. That's disgustingly low. He's just giving up a ton of fly balls and hard hit contact, 41%. The Tigers aren't good. I don't care who McKenzie's facing. If he gives up that many walks and that many fly balls and is just that inconsistent, sign me up for whoever he is pitching against. And then Urania, 5.7K, just isn't going to get there. It's not going to be enough. There's no reason to get cute and go for him. 15% strikeout rate, not great. 9% walk rate, does get a lot of ground balls, does limit a lot of fly balls. So that is good. He's really good against right-handed batters. So I really like the lefties. If you're taking any Indians, I think I'm just going to fade the Indians in general in GPPs, but cash games, yeah, by all means, Indians, Ramirez, Hernandez, Eddie Rosario, that's probably as far as I would go for the left-handed bats. And then Tigers, yeah, hell yeah, give me Grossman, Badu, 3.2K. Finally, a good price on a guy who hits righties pretty decently, just has that upside. Castro, Mazzara, Candelario, I don't care who's in that lineup. McKenzie, if you walk that many guys and give up that many fly balls, you're in trouble. But again, he can strike guys out. So keep that in mind too. Next, we have the Padres Brewers, 8 over under here. Padres favored. I get Paddock taking on Laurel. Paddock, 7.7K. It's fine, right? He's in a good position here. Brewers strike out quite a bit, 22% strikeout rate, which isn't that great, but that price isn't that high. So I don't mind it. Struggling against right-handed batters, it's the Brewers. On the Brewers side, Laurel, just a better overall pitcher, not a good like DFS or fantasy pitcher. 59% ground ball rate, that's like stands out, right? But he does walk guys a lot, 11% walk rate. He's only striking guys out about 20% of the time. So Padres, they're in play. It just depends on your lineup. Remember, we're building lineups. We're not just picking out players. So if the Padres fit your lineup because of your pitching selections, then by all means, I think that's great. Cronenworth, 5.7K. I think that's just an overpay. Pham in play, 3.5K. Tatis, 6.5K. That is just ridiculous. He's more expensive than like some of these pitchers. Hosmer, 4.9K. That's fine, but it's just going to be tough to get to the Padres, right? Laurel's not like the worst pitcher on the slate. So, and then on the Brewers side, Yelich in play, Garcia, Narvaez, Wong, any of those guys, I think they're fine. It's one of those coin flips. This is like where variance comes into play. Paddock can smash, Brewers can jump on them. So it's up to you, whatever you think this conviction is. So next we have the Dodgers Astros, 8.5 over under. Bauer taking on Garcia. Bauer, 10.2K, another one of these spend ups. It's him and Glasnow, man. And if I recommend anything to you in GPPs, is probably just take one and not the other. You could build a double stud lineup here. I mean, that's definitely an option, but I think for me, I'm going to go one stud, one maybe lower guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if I had, I guess, a double stud here. It just depends on the lineup construction, right? You just want to pay up for some bats, but the Tigers make it easy to do so. Anyway, Bauer, 10.2K. Yeah, that's a nice price. Tough matchup. Astros first. in average, third in on base percentage. They don't strike out. They're dead last in strikeouts as a team as a whole. But Bauer has a 36% strikeout rate, which is great. He does give up fly balls 47% of the time. And then Garcia, 9K. It's too bad. That's just too much money. You know, the strikeout rate's fine, near 29% strikeout rate, but he walks too many guys. He's a fly ball pitcher, gives up hard contact. Oh, and he's facing the Dodgers. So Dodgers 8th in average, 1st in on base percentage. Yes, they can hit home runs. Tough matchup for Garcia. Muncy, Smith, Turner, Lux, all in play. Astros, I like some of these lefties. I don't think I'm going to stack the Astros. I don't think you're not going to take down a GPP by stacking against Trevor Bauer. But lefties in play, Alvarez, Brantley, sure, next. We have the Giants, Diamondbacks, last one on this slate. Nice little 9-gamer. 9 over under here. Giants favorited. Cueto taking on Kelly. Cueto, 7.5K. 20% strikeout rate. Does limit fly balls to under 30%, which isn't too bad. I just don't think he has that high ceiling anymore, right? Kelly, 7K. I don't mind him sometimes, like in those 4 or 5 game slates. He He pitched so well last time out against the Dodgers, 30 points. I guess I would say that's a ceiling, but I think that's kind of like maybe once or twice a year kind of thing. He only has a 20% strikeout rate. He walks guys 7% of the time, near 50% hard hit. Give me some Giants, man. Giants continuously very under-owned on every slate. Yes, they do strike out, but yeah, they get on base. They hit home runs, very much just like the Oakland Athletics. Longoria, Dickerson, Posey, Crawford, Yastrzemski. I love them all. And then on the other side, it looks like the Diamondbacks potentially could be in play here. For me, looking at their prices, they're just too priced up. Like Escobar is like 5.4K or something like that, something ridiculous. I'm not going to pay these prices. The Diamondbacks are slumping. I know they have Ketel Marte back, but there's too many other options on the slate. Diamondbacks are just slipping in numbers, slipping in average, slipping in on-base percentage, striking out more, hitting home runs less. This is just not the spot for me. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit, but they're just too pricey, man. So that'll do it. Best of luck to you. Again, my name's Tim Williams. I love breaking down these slates for you. It's fun. It's a lot of hard work. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more breakdown content. Best of luck to you today. Take it easy. Cheers.